Again, Brock Glenn has committed to the Noles. And with that said, let's bring on in our recruiting analyst here for the next 10, 15 minutes to give us the lowdown on how this all happened. It would be none other than Michael Langston, who Johnny on the spot, able to hop in here on such short notice. Man, we appreciate the heck out of you, Michael. I guess first off, just talk about how this came to be, and then we'll scout him out later. But just felt like maybe that ship had sailed on Brock Glenn. What do you think has kind of happened here with Florida State to get into the mix and eventually turn him and have him flip out of Ohio State commitment?
I think first off, they the season, what they did this season. I think that affected Brock a lot. I think he wanted to see what these guys would do. Obviously, he's from Memphis, so there's a lot of strong ties to Norvell and a lot of guys on that staff, not just guys that he brought over, but also support staff guys that he knew really well. And he said it even when he visited FSU. He said it like this was the perfect fit for me. Even though obviously we know what Ohio State does with quarterbacks, so that speaks for itself. I think that probably led into it that hey, maybe these other guys are going to get a chance to play, and I have a better chance with FSU. I think really is the product that sold him because it's like, okay, now I know these guys are really good. Like I know what I'm going to get developed, and he's the usual type of quarterback if you look at it of what Norvell likes. He does a lot of the similar things that the Brady White. Did I get his name right, Corey? I don't know if it's Brady White. He was
from Memphis.
Yeah, he does a lot of similar things. That he has more size than obviously Brady did, but I think from a skill set and arm talent and reading the field and doing all those things, I think he was just perfect. And this is the guy they wanted. I mean, this is the guy when Parson left. This was the guy they wanted. This is their number one guy. So to get him back in the fold, he's got, like I said, big arm. Obviously, accuracy is kind of the thing that I'd be critical. I want to see more of that, but he's certainly mobile. He knows how to maintain his way in the pocket. You see that a lot with his clips, and I think it's just massive news. I mean, because everyone's like, hey, when are we going to see something recruiting wise with all this stuff that FSU's doing on the field where they're kicking the crap out of people, winning? They got 8 wins. When are we going to see it? Well, tonight you're going to see it because I think this is a direct result of what they've done this season. And I think Tony Tokarz just deserves a lot of credit. Mike Norvell, I don't think they let up as far as how they pushed for him. And then I kind of raised my eyebrows when they went to see him in person, late into this year. They want to evaluate him and see him. So that's usually a sign that, hey, something's developing there. So then I started, hitting up different people. And then I'd probably say last Wednesday or Thursday, I heard that, hey, this is real. This could likely happen. It was actually going to happen, they thought, on Friday or late Thursday, but I think he wanted to get in touch with all the coaches, do the right thing with his previous school in Ohio State, and then they got it done today. And I think it sets up better for it today. You get it at the start of the week. People, it's going to blow up the internet, all that stuff. People are going to be excited, so there's going to be a lot of excitement off of it. So I think it's major news for FSU, because now it makes your scenario with your quarterback room a lot more easier, especially if Jordan Travis returns.
Yeah, and I think, Michael, just watching these clips, and I'd forgotten, are these senior year clips? Do we know?
Junior year.
Okay.
They're probably junior year, but if you go to his Twitter account, Aslan, he's got his new senior video up. I actually put that on my commit post that I did on Brock, so it's in there. So if you look at his pinned up or high up on his Twitter account, it has his senior film. And like I said, you watch a lot of stuff. I mean, strong arm. Certainly very good maneuver in the pocket. I mean, he doesn't.
I think that's the best thing, Michael. When I've watched these clips, I mean, yeah, he's got arm. A lot of anybody that's a 4-star quarterback has a nice arm. The way he manipulates the pocket and moves up and doesn't just, there's somebody for me. There's a lane for me to run. Let me run. He feels pressure, scoots away from it, but keeps his head downfield. That's, I know I'm not the who's the QB guru that uses the brooms and the
George Whitfield.
George Whitfield. I'm not George Whitfield. But I really like that. That is really impressive. That's already next level stuff, the way he kind of feels pressure in the pocket and scoots up and still is able to get throws off.
Yep, exactly. And if you look at Hayes Fawcett has a story too on should be on our front page eventually. He talks about the reasons why he picked FSU. He says he's always loved FSU. I'll read a little bit to you. I've always liked FSU, Florida State since the recruiting process began, and then they had the season they had, and it really opened my eyes a lot. I think everyone sees what Coach Norvell is building. He's a better person. Just getting the opportunity to be coached by him and be a part of what they're building. What he is building there is something I can't pass up. Like I said, season. You want to know why the season matters? This is why. This is the type of kid you get when you're seasoned and you start turning around your product. And he's not the only one. There's several guys out there that there's significant recruiting momentum because of what they're doing on the field. And I know a lot of people are like, give it to us now, like when we did our recruiting chat with Aslan this week. But it's like it's happening. And I think now people are kind of seeing what's going on.
And well, obviously,
we went into the season talking about they had to win to start getting recruits to believe and buy into it. And listen, man, they've been winning. This is long overdue, man. This is what people wanted. This is incredibly encouraging, man, to finally see what's happened on the field pay off. Because you can't wait around, man. You know, Billy and Mario Cristobal they're pitching what they have right now, and come here, we need you right now. They're doing all right. There's no reason Florida State shouldn't be able to eclipse them, and this helps for sure when they get a quarterback in the class, Corey.
And obviously he sees the writing on the wall at Ohio State. That program is on the decline. That is a dumpster fire in Columbus. Everybody sees that. They almost lost a game this week. But I think, don't you think, Michael? Like, look, he's not the number one quarterback in the country, or even number 5. But the fact that he was committed to Ohio State, I think even if a Florida State fan might be a little hesitant, like, okay, I wanted a 5-star. I don't want a number 20th ranked quarterback in the country. My man was committed to Ohio State. Ohio State wanted him. That should be all the proof you need that the kid can really play, right? And he was very much valued around the country.
Right, absolutely. They went into him late. They got on him. They wanted him so much. And who does better? There's nobody that has done, I mean, not to make this Ohio State pom-pom waving, but there's nobody that's done better with quarterbacks as of late than Ohio State. They do a great job. So the fact that they wanted him, I think that speaks volume. And to Aslan's comment, you should want results, but the results in recruiting don't always show right away. And I was trying to explain to people, it's building, and I know you want it right now, and you feel like you deserve it right now because they're winning, but you're also a program that's coming off 4 straight under 500 years. So it takes more than just, we're winning now. It has to be a product of a consistency, but the fact that you got somebody like Brock, that tells you that's going to affect other guys, receivers. They see that like, holy crap, what's FSU doing over there? I need to get over there. So I think everyone's taking those. I think behind the scenes, it's a lot more. The recruiting momentum is a lot more higher up than I think people actually believe.
Michael, can you get the people at On3 to change that? We need that to be Florida State 100%. That graphic that Aslan has up. Come on now, let's go On3.
Well,
get it together.
The problem is a lot of us knew that this was coming, so we couldn't put the picks in. That's why its percentage is so low.
Gotcha.
So we couldn't put those picks in early. So I wanted to give the kid his moment. I didn't want to stamp on it because I knew kind of something, it was coming down. And I think a lot of us, from On3 did, but those percentages are more off crystal, whatever forecast, or the hell you want to call them. And so that's why its percentage is so low. But I think this is it. This is locked in. I think this is where he's going. And certainly, I think this has been building with Brock for a while. I think this isn't something that, just happened in a week. I think it's been building and crescendoing from the year, from the season. And I would say I'd go back to, I think it really hit when that Miami game. Not that Miami's anything worth a crap, but Florida State went in there on the road in a hostile environment and beat the crap out of that team. And that's a rival. So you see that. And when you see that, and I told people this on the boards, I'm like, that's a different team, because FSU, they haven't done that in a long ass time. Like, they haven't done anything where
family show. Chill out.
Where they go in there and just really deliver the knockout blow. Like, hey, we're better than you. We're going to show you how much better we you. And I think that's what they did in that situation. I think that's really what really set it off.
You also real quick. Is he an early enrollee, as Henry asked at the bottom of the screen here, Michael?
I believe he is, but I will check with Brock when I talk to him later.
Okay.
You also, Michael, and I think this is absolutely the truth, and it makes sense. Like, yeah, Brock Glenn liked Norvell. He liked Florida State. He was encouraged and intrigued by what he could be in the offense. But when Ohio State comes calling, and then you're going to play for a team that hasn't had a winning season since 2000, really a good season in 6 years. That's hard for a high school kid and his parents and the people in his circle to commit to. But when you see what Norvell has done this year, not just that they're winning games and not just that they're blowing out games, but they have one of the best offenses in the United States. It's fun to watch. It moves up and down the field. You can envision yourself putting up huge numbers in this offense now, which in August you couldn't because you hadn't ever seen it.
Yeah, and I think people that have watched you and Ira after these games, you see it's like, this ain't normal what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, this ain't normal. Going into the Carrier Dome, winning by 35 points, that's not normal. Obviously, beating Miami the way they did, we know Miami's not good, but nobody's beat Miami to that level, to that way. And so when you see this, well, Clemson did this week, but that game was 26-10 in the third quarter, or fourth quarter. But my point is, they're doing stuff that doesn't look normal. It looks like, back when, Bobby and Jimbo were there. That's what it looks like. And you see kids see the confidence these kids are playing with. They're not going into these games like, hey, we want to win or we think we can win. It's like they're going out there to dominate people, and recruits are seeing that. Recruits have seen this going on. And to the recruits' credit, a lot of these recruits have called this, like even last year when they saw this team, they're like, I really feel like they're doing something special. And then, certainly you get a Hakeem Williams. So that I think that really opened everyone's eyes when you got a 5-star like that. And then now, but it really matters when you get a quarterback, right? Like when you get a quarterback that's top notch, that's when it really matters and really clicks. And I think this is a signature moment for Norvell to get a quarterback to this level. And it's certainly showing the way recruits are viewing this program now. Not that they need my help. 4-star offensive lineman Lucas Simmons, 4-star Keldrick Falk, 4-star linebacker Blake Nicholson. It's showing what they're doing on the field, but it's also showing as far as how the way they recruit. It's different than the way others recruit. Now we find out today Jordan Hall all of a sudden is going to take a visit to FSU this weekend when he wasn't even really, they were in his top 7. So it's showing, guys. It's showing on the product on the field that it's really starting to dramatically change the type of kids that they're going to get.
All right, Michael, we'll let you get out of here. We know you got to hammer out some stories here and catch up with Brock. Check out Michael's hard work over on the Premium Recruiting Board, the PRB. That's for our subscribers at warchant.com. It's only $10 for a whole year. Again, Florida State, I think they moved up from 17th to 15th now with the commitment of Brock Glenn, 4-star quarterback out of Memphis, flipped off of Ohio State. Michael, thanks so much, man.
Thanks, Michael.
Take care.